Hey, happy Sunday, everyone. Hi, Tom. Welcome.
Deb, how are you? Welcome. Sorry.
Oh, I lost you for a sec.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
There we are.
And I don't think we have a good connection.
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Okay, all good. So, the reason why we're here today, because we were here last week, and normally we do a
Cool,
monthly
cool.
live stream, catch up with everyone. However, what we thought we'd do is do a bit of a recap because the Mole series is out. How cool is that? So, welcome, Matt, and thank you for joining us. You just took away my cynicism. I was telling Tom before we joined, same with Noddy, thank you for joining us, that no one was going to join, which is really sad on my part. Anyway, so
So you face
what
stuff. We always have people, especially when there's a new series out.
exactly? Um, so let's do more. We have more, and what I wanted to know from people. Oh, and Neil's joined us too. Welcome. So, Maul Shadow Lord. I think a couple of things. Oh, Neil's shopping, I'm assuming. A couple of things I wanted to. I thought we'll start with, and welcome, Jason. Let's look at. Or maybe it's my end that the connections are not so great because I can't see up on the screen anything. Um,
No, they can.
oh, it's up now. Good. Oh, Matt's already got questions. He wants to know, does Deborah Nazaro become Darth Talon even though she was Maul's sister? I don't actually think so. From what I've read, I don't believe that's the case. I don't know what you've read, Tom. Have you read anything?
I have. I don't. I don't want to speculate. There's a lot of different theories, especially when it comes into some of the things like legends and some of the comic books and some of the books that don't necessarily now line up with what they're doing in the shows. So what has been in the past doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to be now. So I won't speculate. But look, I'd like to see that. That'd be good.
I, what I, because I didn't think
That would
people were going to
create a
join.
good character arc, I think.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. People would be happy with that. I get that. But I don't know. And Devon, as we know, anyone who follows our live streams knows that my thoughts on Devon, that's a terrible name. It just makes me think of cold meat, not a sandwich. But I guess it's an American name, and we've already said this before, and that's not how they see
Especially in the
Devon.
place.
Um, so there was a couple of quotes.
No, to
I
me,
thought
it's
I'd
a
start
place
with
in England.
Devon's a place. Oh, in England, yeah, good point. Never thought of that. Still, it's food. It's meat to me. I wanted to start with a couple of quotes from Maul, and I think they're brilliant. And one of the things I do like about we like about our Star Wars series is when someone says something that's quite, I don't know, wonderful to hear, or maybe not so wonderful, just clever. So two things that Maul says. One is you are operating on the premise that I'm somehow the villain here, but it is not as simple as good or evil. I just thought that was really cool. Um, because technically, yeah, he is. And he's all about revenge, which kind of fits in with the evil thing. But it's funny that he doesn't see himself that way. So I found that interesting. Welcome, David. Thank you for joining us as well. Do you have any thoughts on good or evil? Do
I
we
think.
think Maul is evil?
Look, I think it's interesting. Maul is a Sith. We know that. We know that he trained under the Sith of our generation. And when we're introduced to Maul, it's in episode 1. He comes out, he doesn't talk, he's this big, ominous kind of creature. The music behind him is brilliant. We see him as a bad guy, but it's a bad guy everyone loves. And then when we've seen him through the series, we saw him through, we saw Clone Wars. Really, all he was trying to gain was a fight. So is Bo-Katan then a villain? that wanting to have that seat of power and that opportunity to make their mark. Is that how we see it? And then we see him through Rebels, where he's painted more as this villain again, but often also seen as a victim of the Empire, a victim of Palpatine himself, who knew that he was never actually an evil, that he was never going to be his long-term apprentice. He planned to discard him.
True. We got a comment from Matt which says evil is good. It's an odd thing to say, Matt.
So is he a villain? Is he anti-villain? Is he?
Well, see, I guess, yeah, it depends on your point of view, doesn't it? Which is all Star Wars, I
I mean,
guess.
I don't disagree. Can you have good without evil?
Well, the next quote that I've got that I really like, yeah, Tom, your lag's really bad.
Lost you, Deb.
I think it's yours. I don't know if it's mine, but yeah. Jason commented, and I'm finding this.
No, yours is terrible.
Oh, it's mine. Oh, geez.
All
Okay,
right, I
guys.
missed all of that because you lagged out.
Okay, so which one of us is the worst, so we can log out and log back in?
Yeah, lost you.
Or maybe it's both of us. I'm so sorry. That it should be better. Oh no, maybe it's me because even my lips are not matching what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do, if I log out, we're all going to leave, but I'll log us all back in again, and we'll start again. How about that? No one gets to say anything because I'm gonna see you all in a minute.
I'm going to quickly look in the comments and see if you guys can hear me. If it was me, then I will jump out and do the same thing. Yeah, Nobby, you say he's a villain established in the Phantom Menace, and I don't disagree. He was the villain of the Phantom Menace, really. But is he a villain the whole way through? I mean, we see a lot of ambition in Maul as a character. We see a lot of growth in Maul as a character, and this, I think, we're going to see even more. But one can hope. So I think that's where we're hoping it goes. Welcome back. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Brilliant.
Jason says Tom, yours
There was
is
no lag on
bad.
you there. See, I can't even see Jason's comment there. I was just. Matt just says Tom is the worst.
Ah. I don't think it's a personal attack on you. It's more about the lag.
No. I think you meant lag. Let me try something.
All right. Well, Tom tried something. What I was going to say was the second Tom's was warbling audio before. I found the same, but that's okay. We'll press on. One of the next things while Tom sorts out his audio, the next thing that I want to both have a bit of lag. Yeah, no, sorry. This quote. As the Empire has risen, we've all been made to suffer. Even the mighty Jedi have fallen, but there are many who have prospered from my misfortune. The Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Vario, soon they will all pay. That then makes me go, yeah, but I see from a certain point of view, but also that's a little bit teetering on evil a little bit there and maybe villainous. But is it just revenge, and is it normal for everyone to feel like the need to have revenge? I don't know. What's your thoughts? Is revenge acceptable? Given that he was really backstabbed by all of these people and all of these people wished for him to die. I don't know. What are your thoughts, people? And it's quiet. Villainous revenge. Yes.
Villainous revenge. David.
So what I wanted to ask him, and so I feel like Tom's back. Um, what I wanted to ask was favorite character, favorite scene. While you guys are thinking about that, I'm not going to ask Tom that, but I will start going through some of the characters and some thoughts. So the first one we have is, oh, maybe if I pull them up on the screen, that would help. Wait, give me a second. Okay, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Does anyone? Echo?
Echo Deodaki.
All right.
Yeah.
Thoughts. We see a little bit of him, not a lot. No, not. He says Maul has one setting. 8. Revenge, that's it. That's
Maul
all
is
he's
a
got
very
going on.
deep character. He has hatred, revenge, plotting revenge. I think they're different emotions.
And I think I understand the concept of hyperfocus. So I'm a collector, like most, probably everyone else that like most people that like Star Wars end up being like either really I guess not obsessed. Obsession usually has a negative connotation, but oh, Neil hasn't watched it yet. Okay, we'll try not
Oh, okay.
to
We'll be
spoil.
careful not to
Ooh.
spoil things here.
That's difficult. Okay, so with when you find most people that you meet who like Star Wars or are a part of like Star Wars clubs, fan clubs, and things, are collectors of some kind or have some sort of obsession. Though that's not the best word, but and so when you think about him becoming hyper focused on revenge because these things happen, that's not surprising because that's what collecting is. It's hyper focus. Our love of Star Wars is a hyper focus on Star Wars. So it just is similar. So maybe we have some similarities to Maul, but he's got the negative side of it, and we kind of look at the positive. So point of view again, maybe.
We've also got to remember that we've seen the end of Maul. We've seen the growth and the change in Maul, and this is before that. He's still young,
Mm.
ish. He's still got what 15 years to go at this point, roughly.
That's so terrible. It's like before you know his own demise. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we haven't watched that, that's not a spoiler. That was in Rebels nearly 10 years ago.
Yeah, no. Yeah, if you haven't watched Rebels, you need to. But mind you, if you haven't watched Rebels, maybe wait until this is over and then watch Rebels because then it'll have a time order. Why can't I think of the word for that? Anyway. Sequence. It'll be in
Canonical.
sequence. Yeah, that's the word. Nick,
Chronological order.
thank you. That's the word, chronological. Nick says happy Greek Easter, everyone, and same to you, Nick, and everyone else who might be Greek that is watching. Hope you got your red Easter eggs. All right, so we've met Eco Dio Daki. Thank you, Noddy Chronological. Yes, got it. Uh, we see a little bit of him. We know he's got some skills. We also know this is after Order 66, and so he's having to hide. So he's actually risking a lot for his Padawan, really, isn't he? Because he jumps down and then he stops the bridge in front of
My
people.
question is, where are they? This is something that isn't made
Janix.
abundantly clear. Okay, so I missed that because at the start, I almost thought they were on.
Coruscant?
They were right in the heart of the thing, yeah. But then it was out here. The Empire doesn't really get to us, and I'm like, okay,
You're like, huh? Yeah, it looks, and
where?
I was the same. I was like, are they on Coruscant? No, they're not. They're on Janix, which looks very much like it, which was very
Like
confusing.
Coruscant.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense because they don't tell you they're on Janix, but they are because you just happen to supposed to know that, I suppose.
So I didn't miss that.
No, they don't tell you. Yeah, I found it interesting that the comment that Dave Filoni said was that they've set it up in a way that if you haven't watched any of Star Wars, you can watch this and still, know what's going on. But I disagree.
Yeah, no, I disagree with that. I
Yeah,
completely disagree with that. There's all the foreshadowing of the fact that we've already gone past Order 66 and that the Jedi and their Padawan are on the street. They didn't openly state that. We knew that they were Jedi and a Padawan.
yeah,
We understood that just by the
we
way
know
that they were
that.
reacting, the way that they had to be quiet. If you
Mm-hmm.
hadn't watched any other Star Wars, you wouldn't know that, and that is quite a powerful tool.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, you'd have to know stuff about Star Wars. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the Jedi, the Padawan. Unless you have anything you want to talk about Devon, because I have to say Devon's not my favorite character so far.
No, I'm good. Good for now. I want
Devon
to see
kind
more
of
come out before I comment.
maybe I'll get to like Devon, but at this present I'm not. And then a Spybot. Spybot is one of my favorites at the moment, even though Spybot is doing nasty stuff, is very, very good at what they do, is one of the things I will give them, is they're highly talented droid. You're a droid maker. What do you think of Spybot?
Yep. So we like Spybot. I'm the droid guy. I'm the guy that's
Yeah.
built over 20 different droids from the Star Wars series. I even built the pit droid.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, the pip droid from Acolyte. Look, you'll probably find me reversing this in a year or so because you know me. But I'm at this point ever planning on. I don't
Oh,
want to make that droid. I don't like that droid.
you don't like Spybot. Interesting.
And I've lost you. I don't like Spybot.
Uh,
I don't like him.
okay. So, Paul says Spybot has
I
less
don't like him.
kills
He
than.
makes me think of a yeah,
Oh, we lost.
yeah, and Chopper's a legend.
Yes. Okay. So, Tom, your audio is chopping in and out again a little bit. Okay. What about, so if we don't like Spybot, what about Two Boots? Two Boots as a droid is a lot of fun. I I
Very.
find I find him interesting, but I have to say that there was this one point where, because we know that he's voiced by Richard Ayoade, if that's how you say his name, um, when I think of when I hear Two Boots speak, all I can think of is the IT crowd, but also he does Travel Man, and he was also Zero in The Mandalorian, if you weren't sure. But yeah, the voice actor's nasal twang stuck out right away. I know, right? But at one point, I was like, hang on a second. I almost expected to see Two Boots take his helmet off and inside is Richard Ayoade like that. And I went, oh, that's right, it's animation. That's not going to happen. And felt like a real bimbo. But it's difficult at times to separate the IT crowd Moss from Two Boots. I found anyway. That was my thoughts. You with me, Tom?
I don't know. Two Boots just made me think of the yeah. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Oh, and Tom disappeared for a second. He must have gone to fix up his audio. Moss is a legend. Loved hearing his voice as a robot, as he was the same in IT Crowd. Yes, That's yeah, love them. It's interesting, but at the same time, because he has a unique voice, at times it became difficult to separate my thinking of the face of Moss from Two Boots. Oh, let's put Tom back into our chat. Oh no, gone. Tom equals Mr. Freeze. We'll get there. Because in the next character, so I may as well keep chatting away while we wait, is Brandon Lawson. So Captain Brandon Lawson. There was a couple of things that I found really interesting. So what I did was I grabbed a couple of quotes that we got, which was "Don't inform the Empire yet," and I found this intriguing because what that means is that he doesn't have any faith in. Oh, okay. Right, back to Richard is a natural for a droid voice, fair enough. So Captain Brandon Lawson um, doesn't want the Empire to know yet that they've found this character who is secure and they don't really know who it is, which is clearly Maul. And then he makes the comment about laser sword. I haven't seen one of those since the Clone Wars, but doesn't call the Empire in, even though the instructions say that you're supposed to, that they want to know if you found anyone that's on their list, etc. But he doesn't. And so I found it really interesting that we saw it in Andor as well, that there's this, I guess, some sort of cynicism about the overall systems and the Empire, and you've got your local police, then you've got the ISB, and then you've got further empire around. Yet that's a system that doesn't seem to work well because not everyone trusts everyone and not everyone's sharing information, which probably also leads to the rebellion happening, the demise of the empire eventually, is because there is these breaks in the system because people don't need to trust because the trust isn't built there. That's my thoughts. I don't know what you think about Brandon Lawson, but they're my thoughts at the moment. I'll go on to the next one. The next on my list is Luti Vario. So Luti, the only thing that I have to say about Luti, apart from being quite the chatty one, and also very much, I guess, a bit of a smart ass, and really shouldn't be saying some of the things that he does say because he's going to get himself into trouble. The funniest thing that he did was, well, I thought, was when talking to one of the Zabraks, he gave it the "take it easy, down boy," as if Maul's colleagues' brothers were his pets, which I found kind of funny. Um, Tom's here but not here, maybe? All right, that's
I'm
okay.
here.
Oh, you are there.
If you can hear me.
Excellent. I can hear you, can't see
Yes. Yes. The camera was just. It won't even load my camera. I'm not sure what's going on. I checked my download speed. It's all fine. It's just this page.
That's
But we'll
perfectly fine
continue.
because we can hear you well.
That's
Exactly.
all you need. No one wants to look at me anyway.
So we have a couple of comments. David says we've seen the Empire always wants to get a foothold on planets, and Noddy says the Empire is a bunch of low-rank soldiers trying to do the job of police lieutenants. Wow, we have some opinions on law
Yeah.
enforcement, don't we?
I mean, you're not wrong. The Empire stretches themselves thin, and it's not just in the Star Wars series that we see this sort of overpowering character archetype where someone wants to come into power and then they keep going and keep going.
Mm,
And they lose control because they spread themselves thin and they move on to the next planet. They don't have the resources, they don't have the numbers to actually hold these planets. So when the police are there doing the fight, yes, technically they have to answer to the Empire, but really, what good is it going to do? And people are going to come to that opinion very quickly.
yeah, yeah. And it makes sense because the Empire's dealing with bigger things within the galaxy. They don't care about your little skirmishes on your backwater planet in the middle of nowhere that we didn't even know the name of unless we'd read information on StarWars.com about it. You know.
And we see this as a recurring sort of thing as well. It was in Endor as
Yes.
well
Yeah, that's
in
what
the
I
first
was
season of
saying before.
Andor.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
Yeah,
So we were just briefly mentioning, so you've got Ludivario and you also have, wait, let me find him. Oh, there he is. And Demas. So you've got Demas and you have Vario. Those two end up fighting, as we know. What I found interesting, no, what I found disappointing was we meet this character Demas, and then he dies in the first episode. I think it's bold
Oh,
of
spoilers.
us. Sorry, spoilers. Yeah, I know. Neil, be alright. Everyone else has watched it. What, what, what I find interesting is that they were bold enough to kill someone off in the first episode. I don't know if it works though, because I didn't know enough about him to even care that he's not around anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes, if I get the idea of getting rid of a character quickly because then you go, oh my gosh, look how bold they are. They're going to do this kind of thing. However, if they're a non-consequential character, it doesn't really matter. Like we know he was on the hit list and he's gone. Next person's gonna be on the hit list and they're gone. And it kind of does to me. It doesn't work. I didn't like it. I don't know what your thoughts are. Did you? Did it work for you that he's gone? Or not he's got an opinion, you can't shoot a guy in the back. But did that character mean anything to you? The death mean anything to you?
I think it sets up that Maul is working in the shadows. He manipulated that
Okay.
so that
Yeah,
they
right.
would fight amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we see that. I mean, yes, the series is called Maul Shadow Lord. Yes, we've seen a lot of memes where it's called Maul Shadow Daddy. Things from the outside. He's making them kill each other, and people are going to die very quickly. Like what he wants, he's getting.
True.
And I think that's proven. His characters are meant to be strong. They're strong, you know, both physically strong characters, but also, you know, they come in showing their worth, their power. They're mentioned 100 times, and then they're dead. That's the strength Maul has.
Fair
Before
enough.
anyone even realizes he's still alive.
Yeah, because at this point they don't know that, and there's the talk of him, but then they say who him is, and then you work out, oh, yeah, they are talking about Maul. They're all scared of him. Yep, and presume him dead. So Maul comes along with his ragtag of people, which includes Icarus and Scorn, his Zabrak brothers. These guys are pretty tough and have massive weapons. In themselves, they look like massive weapons, but they're pretty impressive. And some of the questions were, how did they survive? And I'm presuming they're off doing something else when there were other issues around, or they weren't around when the siege of Mandalore happened, for example. Like they were elsewhere, or maybe they were back on Dathomir doing something for Mother Talzin. I don't know, but um, he's got them, and they work hard. Do you think they do it anything other than just the sheer enjoyment of taking out people? Because I think they enjoy it too much.
I think, again, we know some of the backstory, we know some of the stuff that goes on between those characters. I
Yep.
think they follow Maul with unquestionable loyalty at this stage.
Yeah.
Whatever he says goes. Um, and Maul wouldn't have them around if he didn't see them as weapons. He sees them as a tool.
Mm.
I mean, you've got to remember, he thinks very strongly of the rule of two, and he doesn't align himself with anyone that isn't just a tool to be used and then discarded.
Speaking of, so he's also got Rook Cast, right? Interestingly, she knows about Sidious because he says, "Oh, all the people that I want to get revenge on, all the people that have wronged me, including Darth Sidious," and she's like, "Okay, Darth Sidious, yep, all right, fair enough." And then they just move on to the conversation. There's no, "Who's that? Who are you talking about, my lord?" It was just, "Yep." So she clearly knows more than what everyone else does, and he's right in the circle, or is she just a tool as well? What do you think?
I think she's known Maul before she even met him.
Uh-huh.
She look, and it's just the way they draw. It's just the artistry. I get it. But does anyone else see Sabine in that character?
Oh,
Too much
yes.
Sabine?
Yeah, and apparently, my understanding is, and I'll pull her back up, is Sabine was the basis for the character drawing for Rookcast, mainly because they're
Okay.
Mandalorian, so there's similar. So yeah, so it is meant to look like they're similar. Yeah,
Okay. We know
good pick up.
that she's a Mandalorian. We know that, look, even through the Clone Wars, that people like, Obi-Wan were talking a lot about this Darth Sidious that they wanted to find and take
Mm-hmm.
down. We know that Obi-Wan had his fall in with Maul. That story would be very well known, especially amongst Mandalorians, because again, Obi-Wan had a very close relationship with, we'll just say, Mandalorians in general. Um, but we know that he had a very close relationship with even the royalty of
True.
Mandalore. And so, if she is a Mandalorian, she would know those stories. She would know that Obi-Wan took down Maul initially. She would know that Maul was the apprentice of Darth Sidious. Doesn't mean she necessarily knows who Darth Sidious is.
We got a comment from David. She's dressed as a Mando, and it has been suggested that she is the armorer. I'm going to defute that and say that she's not. I can't remember what my justification is. Oh, I know what it is. Because Rootcast does take off her helmet, and the armorer is of the what's the clan that doesn't? It's the
Well, so the armorer is of the same clan that basically follows the rule of Maul. They still believe Maul is, and all of his rule is strong. So they're
true.
the Death Watch,
Yeah, but
um,
Deathwatch also has the don't take your helmet off rule unless you've bathed in the waters of Mandalore.
which is later. If she's in the presence of who she thinks is the real ruler and he's allowing her to take her helmet off at this stage, she's going to do it. Maul took his helmet off even when he was ruling Mandalore. So if he's one of the premise of Death Watch anyway, perhaps that rule just hasn't actually come to pass yet. You've got to remember that this is before Sabine. So anything Sabine talks about Death Watch and being fanatical and all that, we see Death Watch members even, Sabine fights them. They take their helmets off. Maybe that creed isn't till much, much later.
Okay. All right. I'll accept that.
That
So
might not
maybe.
come about until after the Purge of Mandalore itself. I could see her being the armorer. I could see her seeing everything that
But
happens here, walking alongside Maul, whatever happens fails, and then she repents and goes back and becomes the armorer and wants to rebuild Mandalore in that perfect image.
I get that. My only dispute to that would be that if the Creed made the ruling after the Siege of Mandalore that you could only take your helmet off if you and can be part of the clan. If you do take it off, you have to bathe in the waters at Mandalore. Is that, as far as they knew, the waters no longer existed, and so they wouldn't have created that rule after the siege. It would have to been created before the siege, because otherwise it would be impossible to be part
No,
of the clan.
the Siege of Mandalore. So at this point, this is after the Siege of Mandalore, but prior to the Purge of Mandalore.
The purge, I meant, yeah, yeah.
The Purge of
So
Mandalore
it'd
is
have
what
to be
destroys
before the
it.
purge. Yeah, it'd have to be
We
before the purge, because
see after
otherwise,
this,
yeah.
so again, assuming it's about 10 to 15 years past this point, we see Sabine.
Oh, I know. I've lost your audio. All I know is we've seen
I think
Sabine
that
something.
creed didn't come out until later.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll find out. Let's move on to the next one. Um, so one of the characters that we get to meet is the son of Brandon Lawson. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I thought it was interesting that he plays what I'm going to assume is space lacrosse. He's got some sort of sporty thing going on there, and I'm assuming this character plays a significant role in the future. And my reason for that is, and I would like to at some point explore the decorations in this room, but I assume he's going to play a role later because he's got a name, is on StarWars.com. I'm assuming then we're going to see more of him for whatever reason, but I don't know what that is right now because at the moment he's just an upset kid who's disappointed that his father is ignoring him. And my prediction is maybe he gets kidnapped. Well, let's see. I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe he becomes Agent Callus.
Ooh, I like that one. Ha! Nah, I just reckon Maul will kidnap him just to get back at Lawson. But, oh, more pikes. Oh, I have a question. So this is my question for everyone. We saw a bunch of pikes. They aren't the only pikes. There are plenty of pikes. If you chop off the head of one of them and then a whole bunch of its underlings, surely won't another one just come up and fill its role and fill its place? Yes, yes, Maul is getting revenge on the particular Pike who was in charge, who stabbed him in the back. But with all of these places, will not someone else then take over the lead? Isn't it like you chop the head off the snake, a new one grows? Isn't that how these works with these syndicates? This isn't going to kill all the syndicates and make them go away, is it?
I don't think he wants to kill the syndicates and make them go away. I think he wants revenge on individuals.
Okay. Yeah, the Hydra principle. Thank you, Noddy. That's what I was thinking of. All right, that were my thoughts. So yes, he might have. So I guess he's going to get rid of the individuals, but that means the syndicates still exist. Then this scene, I found this scene interesting. She gave her a cloak over, and at first I was like, "That's a weird thing to do." But then it dawned on me, what if her lightsaber is inside that? Because the idea is, as a Padawan, she would have her own lightsaber, and her master would have his, and they would have them hidden. However, if she went to jail with that cloak on and with her lightsaber, then she would definitely be given away as a Jedi. Hence why the take my jacket off, roll it up, and inside, I believe, is her lightsaber handing it over. It didn't dawn on me until I watched this a second time. I went, oh, that's why. Because I found it really odd the first time. Why would you take your jacket off? That's stupid. What if it's cold? And yeah, anyway, I don't know if anyone else thought about that.
Look, I did see it and go, what? What is the emphasis of this? And then later realize the same. Oh yeah, her
Yeah,
lightsaber's in that.
yeah. It took me two watches to go because the first time I was like, that's dumb.
Because the
Noddy
Jedi
says,
often also used their lightsabers as their identification. So every time you asked for her identification, it dawned on me.
yeah, right. Yeah, fair enough. Noddy says she's smart enough to use that idea. Oh, good on her. So maybe I do give her a little bit more credit then. What else have I got? Oh, this scene I have found quirky, not necessary, but at least it gave us a little bit of understanding about the relationship between Lawson and Two Boots with the coffee scene where Two Boots can't drink it. He's just there for, for the company, which I thought was really sweet and really nice.
Again, he
David,
just reminds me of the cop from Futurama.
that's funny. David says, isn't Maul's ultimate goal to fold all the crime syndicates into his control? I guess so, yes. And if you take their heads away, maybe he's just trying to feel himself as the head again. And then this is my favorite in all of the 2 episodes we've had so far. My favorite quote is, "That is contrary to protocol. However, I will follow your order." Loved it, laughed, decided that's my favorite character. I don't know what everyone else's favorite character is, but that's mine. Do you have a favorite yet, Tom?
Look, I'm liking the two. I do like the detective. I like him. I think he has a bit of a he's got a bit of a rough exterior to him that I'm enjoying. So, but I did like that. I was like, what kind of droid goes against protocol? Oh wait, all of them.
Yeah, whoa. And speaking of the Brandon Lawson, I found this intriguing. So in the first episode, when Lawson is behind, there's the crash in the tunnel, and Maul's Zabrak brothers are shooting at the police officers. And then you see Brandon Lawson's head pop over the car to shoot back, or whatever it is. And then Maul's looking from a distance, and then he has this look on his face of recognition. Then,
Yeah.
in the second episode, when he knocks him out, he doesn't kill him. He just looks at him and then moves along. So there's, to me, I wonder what's the story behind that? Why is Lawson allowed to live, but other people were like, stabbed straight up?
Did no
I
one
don't
else
know if
get
it's
an air of familiarity about Lawson as well, though?
for yourself or between Maul and Lawson.
For myself. When
Really?
Lawson first stepped on the scene, I felt like I'd met him before,
Oh, not me.
but I couldn't pinpoint it.
Well, according to his comment earlier, he's been around since the Clone Wars.
True.
Don't know where, but we'll
True.
find out later, I
I mean,
suppose.
that's not too far gone though. Given his age, it would be weird if he wasn't around during the Clone Wars. Where else was he?
On a holiday, enjoying not being part of it all. The other
I will
one
have to
thing,
come back and I'll post a picture when I click to who he reminds me of, but I just can't put my finger on it.
okay, I will let us know. The other thing that I did notice was Spybot getting patted and purring by Maul. I found that a really odd relationship because Maul doesn't seem to care about anyone, but does seem to have some sort of affection for his little droid. So that was interesting. All right. Any other thoughts? Anything I've missed? Anyone I've missed that you would that comes to mind that we've not talked about?
I still don't like that droid. I'm just not going to let that go.
That's perfectly fine. You're allowed to not like the droid. Let's give it a score out of 10. What are you giving it so far? I'd like to
Look,
hear
Rotten Tomatoes
everyone's
gave it
opinion.
10.
All right. I don't care what
I'm
they give
giving
it.
it an 8.
Yep.
Only because, look, at this point, it hasn't captured me as much as something like Rebels has. I feel like it's made. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was meant to be made for people that haven't watched Star Wars. I feel like it's made for a younger generation at this point rather than us. Or maybe I'm just getting old. Um,
Okay.
but I'm
Do you
also keen to see what the next 8 episodes bring. I think
true.
10 is the right number. 6 and 8 is too short. 10 gives us enough to get into it. But I miss things like Rebels that have 24 episodes in a season.
The
Bring that
other
back.
the other criticism that I heard is that the episodes are too short. I have an opinion, and my opinion was this. So when I watched Maul, so Noddy's given a 9 out of 10, but when I watched it the first time, I was tired. I had tooth pain, and I would have given it lucky to give it a 5 out of 10. I did not enjoy it, couldn't understand what was going on. I was not in the mood to watch it, but was watching it because I knew we were going to be talking about it at some point. My second watch, understood a lot more. Could follow along a little bit better, but then I'd already had known what had happened. So watching it a second time gave me a better score, but I'm still not giving it a high score. It's okay. It's getting a 7 from me.
That's fair. That's actually probably more along what I feel.
and
It's
and
just
it's I want to know more about the characters. I want to like them more. I don't know them enough to give them a higher score. That's where I'm at. David says 8. Um, David also said maybe text from Adelaide Crows. I don't know what that means unless you've written that in the wrong
Oh no, I
chat.
think he's saying that that's who Captain
Oh,
Brandon Lawson reminds me of. I'm really
maybe.
sorry, David, but I'm not a football person, so no. No, it's definitely a Star Wars character. I just can't put my bloody finger on it. It's the mustache and the eyebrows and the deep frown, like.
Yeah.
And I just expect him to say the words "old boy" a lot.
All right. So someone needs to look up old boy and someone with a moustache and eyebrows and see if we come up with something. Noddy says hard to grade when you're fighting stay awake. That's how I know that's often how you feel, Noddy. However, that's how I felt at the time that I was watching it. So that's pretty unpleasant. I don't know how you survive with what you go through every single day, Noddy. I appreciate you a lot more now. Um, Neil says still early days. Sometimes shows seem that way in the beginning, which is true. And Nick says, I found out the last Inquisitor is the fourth sister. Okay, I'm assuming that's going to be something that we will find out later in the episodes. But
Well,
we've
that's what
given
we,
it a
yeah.
so we've given it a bit of a scoring, and while everyone else is still scoring away, what I thought we could quickly talk about, or yourself, Tom, could give a bit of a talk, is Supernova. So Melbourne is next weekend, and we're going to be there. Do you want to give us a bit of a spiel about what to expect, Tom?
Yeah, look, Supernova is Supernova. We all know sort of what to expect at Supernova itself. If you haven't been before, absolutely get down. It's at the showgrounds. I rate it as probably the best, if not one of the best cons we actually get in Melbourne, and that's saying something given we've got a lot of competition at the minute. As for Star Walking,
Yes.
we want to, I don't know, we wanted to expand this year, didn't we, Deb? We were talking about what else can we do? How can we make it interactive, basically?
Mm-hmm.
We love the conversations we have with people. We love when people come over to the table and they have a good chat and have a good yarn. One of the best interactions I think myself, Dylan, Deb, and Luke had last year was with this little, and I mean little kid, dressed in a very simple Kylo Ren costume, who got to see some of the cosplayers we had at the booth and just melted. And I think we melted more than this kid. We all just fell in love. We thought this was brilliant. That we're all having this conversation. We had a like little lightsaber battle. We had a laugh, and we went, "How can we get that out of everyone that walks past?" So we kind of wanted to add a few elements to it. So for our kids, we are going to have a number of prizes, a number of games, including a coloring competition, and for our kids and big kids, a bounty hunt. So come on down and meet us, grab your, join the Empire, serve your Empire, and grab your bounty hunter's ID card, and then head around the con itself, and you will have to find very particular characters cosplaying amongst the several thousand people there. So good luck. We will have our usual tables. We will have our usual presentations, people talking. We're going to have chances to play and chat and engage. We're going to have photo walls, of course. We've got more and more cosplayers this year. We have the droids. The droid list we have this year is out there. Obviously, we've got R2D2 and BB8 who will be driving around. Come and meet them. Come and talk about them. We've got IG88, who is a big, full functioning, crazy looking droid with lights and motion and everything. We've got K2SO, again, the same, moving, talking, lights going, craziness that is. We've got pit droids. We've always got pit droids. We've got BD1. And to add to this atmosphere of having our kids zone, having our club zone, and having, everything you can do from the raffle to buying merch to getting your membership early, which guys, get in your membership early because we have some extra little bits this year that I'll let Deb discuss later. But we've also decided we would build it out. I think we've all seen the cons around the world of what Star Wars clubs are doing with these full sets and these full Star Wars, setups. So Star Walking, a lot of people in the background, Deb, Luke, Dylan, can't name everybody, but everyone in the background has been building away. Mark, that at making a Star Wars cantina and even a little Star Wars arcade. One of our people has even built a full 1970s style Star Wars arcade machine, which will have its debut at Supernova. So come and play. But we will have a full cantina where you can buy things, you can chat, you can take photos, you can have a laugh, you can even place a buck and lose yourself a Millennium Falcon or win. We'll see. Yeah, lots of chances to win, lots of chances to get prizes, lots of chances for kids to get involved and just come, take photos, see the cosplayers, ask any questions. I mean, especially if you're talking to Dylan, talk his ear off. It'll be funny. And just enjoy being part of this club and seeing what else we can bring.
So, yeah, Noddy says, I want to play that arcade machine. Get on a plane or a train, Noddy. So, oh, I dropped one. I don't know if you can see him, but here's my little mall snake, which we mentioned. I don't know if everyone knows, but we mentioned that the mascot for this year is going to be a Darth Maul snake, and so I've got them ready. You'll find them hiding in the tree or there's going to be an Aussie section where you'll find trees and drop bears and lizards. And big shout out to Dave Hankin for the video arcade machine and the doors that are going to be made, which is going to be cool. If you sign up a
Sorry, I meant to
membership,
say I meant to say Dave. If I didn't say Dave, I did say I didn't
it's
get to
okay.
him. I'm sorry.
So good. If you sign up a membership, there is also the option for a premium membership. So every member will get a coaster with our new mascot on it. But if you sign up to a premium membership, which costs a little bit extra, you'll be sent a coin when May the 4th comes around. So that's pretty exciting as well. So if you come to Supernova, you can drop by and you'll see what we're talking about. So that's fairly exciting. And that is next weekend in Melbourne. Everyone
Yes,
from every other
starting
state, I
Saturday.
apologize. Yeah, and everyone else in every other state, apologize, we're not there. We will be in New South Wales in June, but that's as far as our extent is going for Supernova this year. Is we'll be doing 2 events, but they're going to be awesome. So we hopefully we'll see you there. And at last weekend's membership meeting, so everyone who is a member of Star Walking is open to come to our monthly online meetup. 2 people, David and Neil, won a weekend pass to go to Supernova next weekend in Melbourne. So that was pretty exciting.
Easy.
Congratulations to them. They won that and they're very excited about, you know, wow, excellent. Become a member of Star Walking and you can win some awesome prizes. So that's pretty cool. That's all I have to add to that. We've got a couple of comments happening. Nick says, I remember there was a Star Wars convention here in Melbourne a long time ago with celebrities and setups and costumes and talking. Yes, it would have been one of the Force cons. Yeah, so Force 1, 2, 3, or 4. And Nick says, I saw Sheldon Cooper tell Vader, you're sitting in my spot.
How long ago
Yeah.
was this?
The Force events were, oh gosh, many years ago. We were going to hold a Force 5 a couple of years ago, but then COVID happened, and so that didn't take place. But it was before my time. I have never attended a Force con in Melbourne. I was a member of the club, but not attending at the time. So yeah, some people have some really excellent stories and to tell about their time going to
Oh,
Force events. Noddy says Force One was in
people are going to
1995.
hate me if I say that Force One, I was 2 years of age. If that.
Yeah, so you
I
weren't going to be
wouldn't have
going
been. I
to
would have
that.
been 1.5.
Force Three was
1997.
1997. Yeah,
I hadn't started primary school yet.
yeah. There was no way I was. I actually wasn't even part of Star Hooking back then. Well, there you go.
And Force 4?
Yeah, Noddy, when was Force 4? Oh, and it rocked. Yeah, thanks for that. But when was Force 4? There was, so some people had the opportunity to meet Jeremy Bulloch, Kenny Baker.
I
I
apologize, Neil. I don't mean to be
can't
so
remember who
young.
else.
Not
Wow,
much choice.
Bubs. Oh, okay. So 2005 was Force 4. Thank you, Noddy.
I was in
Appreciate that.
grade 6.
Well, there you go. You could have still gone.
I could have gone to that one. Yeah, sure. I would have if I had
If
if I had known.
if you and if your parents let you travel to Melbourne for it with all these strangers who like Star Wars, but yeah. Anyway.
Look, one of my brothers would have been forced to take me. It would have been great. I'm surprised they didn't know about it.
Noddy says Kenny could drink a heap. Yeah, I've heard some interesting stories about what Kenny got up to, but bless his soul, we're not going to talk bad about him.
No.
He was a very interesting fellow and liked to party, is all I can tell you that I've been told. Anywho, on that note, Supernova next weekend. Can't wait. Hopefully, that's the
Very
one that Neil
excited.
went to with Bobo and R2D2. Nice, Neil. And we will see you hopefully at Supernova. If not, we will see you guys next weekend as we unpack the next 2 episodes of Maul Shadow Lord, which will come out tomorrow afternoon. Oh,
Don't
not tomorrow.
forget also
Why
to
yeah, it is
watch.
tomorrow. Yeah, it's Sunday today.
Yeah.
It's tomorrow afternoon.
Don't forget also to keep an eye out on the live because we will be going live several times during Supernova Melbourne, even our setup on Friday. So I'm excited to see some of the team from New South Wales come down, including Deb and
Yay.
Vic. So it's going to be a great time to catch up.
Awesome. All right, on that, we're out. May Force be with
Cool.
you. See you next time, people.
Thank you for having me. Somewhat.
Thank you for joining. All right, bye, guys.